we can be heroes.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm here in front of you to discuss the qualities of being a leader. This is a very interesting and timely discussion, having just completed the recent national election and electing ourselves a new leader. In your own opinion, what is a true leader? What are the important characteristics that a true leader must possess? In this discussion, we will give emphasis on the individuality of being a leader. What are the qualities that a person in charge must possess? One of the most important characteristics is honesty, which will greatly reflect on the character of a leader. A good leader should walk the path of the righteousness so that it may persuade others to do what is right and what is good for the benefit of all. Is a leader's communication skill in order to effectively connect with his teammates and make them understand what aspirations you have for them. Leaders also need experiences because that experience is the best teacher to make the things even better in the future. In short, experience makes a good leader because through their experience they already know what they need to do. Wisdom that you could get from those experiences will create a better leader in you. The third key to leadership success is dedication. As a leader, you have to be dedicated to your responsibilities, dedicated to what you're trying to build or the goals you're trying to accomplish. Leaders must be self-starters. They need to set a good example so that others may follow. Ultimately, a leader must demonstrate utmost dedication in his goals in order to lead and influence others to do the same. The capability to be a good leader, as long as you have the will to lead and to be a good example to his team. Leaders are dedicated to their goals and demonstrate this through commitment, hard work, and self-sacrifice. A good leader should always set a good example of integrity, morals, and will lead his followers in accordance with these qualities. In addition, a good leader must be a strong thinker. A strong thinker is able to think outside of the box. The responsibilities that came along with the title of leadership is that he or she must determine a path to greatness. Choose goals that can be obtained but with a stretch. Believe in his or her followers. Know how to accept the blame and pass along honor. Motivates his or her team by examples. Being a leader, it has its ups and downs, pros and cons. Being a leader doesn't mean everything will go according to your plan. Being a leader means that you are held responsibility to your subordinates' action. Just as you get credit for the good things they do, you are held accountable for their poor performance and expected to rectify it. Being a good leader is one of the hardest things to do. You have to be good in what you do, be good with people, be assertive in holding subordinates accountable for poor performance, but also praise them for good performance. Being a leader is both rewarding and daunting. You can affect a change in your work group easier, and you will learn more as the person in charge. For me, there are four types of leadership. These are the authoritarian leadership, servant leadership, charismatic leadership, and visionary leadership.
Authoritarian leadership is when a leader dictates policies and procedures, decides what goals are to be achieved, and direct and control all activities, and he or she has full control of the team.
Audio Jungle.
A servant leadership is a philosophy and set of practice that enrich the lives of individuals, build better organization, and ultimately creates a more just and caring world. Charismatic leadership is the guidance provided to an organization by one or more individuals seen as heroic and inspiring, and who have therefore been granted the organization power to make a dramatic changes and extraordinary performances level from its staff.
Let's go. Anybody know what this place is? This is Gettysburg. This is where they fought the Battle of Gettysburg. 50,000 men died right here on this field, fighting the same fight that we're still fighting amongst ourselves today. This green field right here, painted red, bubbling with the blood of young boys. Smoke and hot lead pouring right through their bodies. Listen to their souls, man. I killed my brother with malice in my heart. Hatred destroyed my family. You listen. You take a lesson from the dead. If we don't come together right now on this hollow ground, we too will be destroyed. Just like they were. I don't care if you like each other or not, but you will respect each other. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll learn to play this game like men.
I have something that I call a visionary leadership model. And the visionary leadership model is based on 5 key components. And you can do this for an organization, you can do it for a team, you could also do it for an individual. The first one is to identify what's the prize? What is it we're looking to do? We want to create desire, okay? And that's not just based on the company goal, but it's also based on the goal for the individual. So it's not, and again, that's an important balance. It's about saying that, we within the organization want the business to get to X. And if we do so, we believe that the individuals within the organization will also be rewarded. And that doesn't have to be monetary reward.
And last is the visionary leadership. This type of leadership is being used to ensuring clear ideas about what should happen or be done in the future.
The second element to that is to understand the necessity. So why do we have to do this? Is it for competitive reasons? Is it for our corporate profile? Is it because it's based on the market opportunity that we have? All of those different kind of things. And they're different for different organizations. The third element is what's the know-how? What do we need from a know-how perspective, the knowledge within our organization to be able to fulfill those things? And identifying specifically what do we have today and comparing that with what we think we need. Identifying the gap and then putting a plan together to be able to fulfill that gap. The fourth element is what are the milestones? How are we going to measure this? What's the time scale that we're going to measure it over, and how are we going to communicate these milestones and these measurements to our people so that we can understand how we're tracking towards our goal and, if necessary, evolve the prize and the reward based on what it is that we're achieving. And the final thing is what are the values? That's the values that we are as an organization, as an employer, as a customer provider, as a member of a corporate community. What's our social responsibility? And as individuals within the organization, what are their values? How do we want them to represent us when they're talking to our customers, with honesty and with openness and so on?
Being a leader is never an easy job, and it will never be. Being a leader is that you have to take all responsibilities of the action of your subordinates. You need to learn how to earn the respect to become a successful leader. Our society depends on our abilities of our leader and how well they do on their jobs. A leader is someone that many people look to for direction, guidance, and inspiration. So it is imperative for our leaders to have the aptitude to make difficult decisions and to know to do what is right for the people. A higher authority is critical for supervising and regulating others, as well as being an example of a hard and dedicated worker. An effective leader has to possess the necessary qualification, should have been unblemished character, a vast experience, and the dedication needed to achieve all his goals for the betterment of his constituents. In conclusion, I believe being a good leader is very essential as it allows you to connect to many different people from various walks of life and to influence them on many different levels, such as personality, social, and as well as intellectual. My advice for you is to start developing your innermost character of being a leader, and also start everything with a prayer and end with a prayer. Being a leader means that you hold power that can control your teammates, but as Uncle Ben said in the Spider-Man movies, with great power comes with great responsibilities. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something. Thank you, and don't forget, start with a prayer and end with a prayer. Thank you.